Now we're going to take a look at one of the greatest rock tunes of all time, in my humble opinion. Do You Feel Like We Do? There's lots of parts. The intro starts off like this. So for this part of the intro, we're going to be using the D Dorian mode. It's the second mode in the key of C major, and we're going to start with this phrase. That's going to be 5 on the G, 7 on the D, 7 5 G, 7 5 D, so far, followed by this. So shift positions, 3 on the D string, 5 on the A, half step bend from the 5th fret of the D, release, followed by 3, and then 5 to 3 on the A string. That phrase will then be repeated, followed by these 4 notes: 5, 3 on the A, 5 E, 3 on the A. So all together, here's the first phrase. 1, 2, 3, and. Now I've seen Frampton do this with a bend, and I've also seen him do it with a slide. If you want to do that bend with a slide instead, it would sound like this. It's all good. Now we're going to do a harmony of that first part, and it goes like this. First 2 notes, 5 on the B, 5 on the G, 6 5 B, 3 5 3, followed by 4 on the G string. This phrase, this is going to be 2 on the G, 3 on the D, half step bend from 4 on the G string, release, followed by 2, and then 3 to 2 on the D string. That phrase will then be repeated, ending with D. So here's the whole second phrase. 1, 2, 3, and. The third phrase starts off like this. That's going to be 8 on the high E, 10 on the B, 10 8 on the high E, 10 8 on the B. Now we're going to shift positions. This is going to be 6 on the B, 7 on the G, bend 8 on the B, release, followed by 6, and then 7 5 on the G. This phrase will be repeated but end with the 6th fret of the B string. And now we're going to have a faster riff. It goes like this. This is going to be a slide into the 10th fret of the B string, 8 10 8 on the high E, 8 10 on the B, shift positions, 6 8 6 on the B string, followed by 7 on the G, 6 slide back to 5 on the B string, followed by 7 to 5 on the G. Once again. So here's the entire third phrase. 1, 2, 3, and. And keep in mind, we're still using the D Dorian mode. Here's the fourth phrase. 1, 2, 3, and. So we start off with our same rhythm. We're just harmonizing here. We're going to play 8 on the high E, 10 on the B, 10, 7 on the high E. Very nice there. It sounds awesome when harmonized with the keyboards. Followed by 10 to 8 on the B. We've just done this. Now we're going to play. So this is going to be 6 on the B, 7 on the G, 8 with a bend on the B, followed by a release, and then 6, and then 7, 5 on the G string. That phrase is played again. And this fourth phrase ends with a hammer-on from 3 to 5 on the A string, and you can continue to strike that note D. And that will lead us into a modulation. So here's the fourth phrase once again. 1, 2, 3, and. At this point, the intro is going to modulate from D up a minor third to F. And Frampton steps on the Leslie here, so he gets this effect. So the Leslie is a rotating speaker cabinet that's used when people play organ. So if you have an organ player, a Hammond organ, they'll be using a Leslie rotating speaker. It's a mechanical speaker that rotates and it gets that awesome chorusy sound. So I've got a pedal that's kind of simulating that. It's called a Lester pedal by Electro Harmonics. But I'll step off the pedal and show you the first phrase. This is going to be 8 on the G, 10 on the D, 10, 8 on the G string, and then 10, 8 on the D. Shift positions. This is going to be 6 on the D string, 8 on the A. Bend from the 8th fret of the A string, release followed by 6, and then 8, 6 on the A. That phrase will be repeated, but we're going to end with the 6th fret of the D string. And now we're going to play a C minor arpeggio. Sounds great over that F groove. So we're going to be playing the note C on the 10th fret of the D string, followed by 8 on the G, 8 on the B. So far we've done this. Now we're going to shift positions once again. So we'll start off 11 on the high E, followed by 13 B, 13, 11 high E, and then 13, 11 B, followed by this. This will be 9 on the B, 10 on the G, bend from the 11th fret of the B, release followed by 9, and then 10, 8 on the G. That phrase will be played again, but end with the 9th fret of the B string. And then at this point, we're going to slide from 11 to 13 on the B, 13 to 15 on the B string. And the chords we're playing over there are F and G. And that leads finally into the verse of the song, but let's go back now and try and piece all this together. Okay, are we ready? 1, 2, 3, and... So now we're into the verse. The verse is going to be based around two chords, A and E. It goes like this. A 1, 2, 3, and. And that's it. That leads into the chorus. So we're going to start with A, to E, back to A, and just hold that A. You can do a little rhythm between the A and the open strings, but we'll have A for twice as long. We're going to have A for 2 measures here. And then we're back to the A to E. And then to end, we'll play A, followed by this. So this will be the A chord, and then this is a D chord with F sharp in the bass. We have F sharp, A, and the root note D. You can also just keep the A string open. And we'll play some sixths here between the 5th fret of the D string, 5th fret of the B string. Once again, you can also include the open A string. So the verse is pretty short. Let's try it together. 1, 2, 3, and. Now let's take a look at the chorus. We're going to shift to D, and it goes like this. 1, 2, 3, and. So the chorus is also pretty short. We're going to play a D chord, F with an added 9. So here I have F, A, C, and the added 9 is G. And then we'll play C to G, back to D, with this little riff. That's going to be A, that's on the open A string, and then 3, open 3, also on the A string. So that's A, C, A, C. And that's one round. You do it again, but you don't do the riff the second time, you just hold the D. So the entire chorus would go like this. 1, 2, 3.